Hey, what's up, guys? This is Tony McBride, also known as Tony the Screenwriter, coming back at you here on August 7th, 2026. Just wanted to reach out to you guys and talk to you a minute about what's been going on with me. These video recordings aren't like they used to be. I mean, I used to come to you guys and talk to you about what's going on with me and my life, and that was really more of a selfish uh, point of view. This time around, I want to kind of give more to you guys, and I want to get back more to you guys from me, and with that, I'm going to be really recapping some of the things that I've talked about in the prior week. All right, so real quick, I'm going to start off with what I'm doing, and if there's anything new, and then I'm going to go into whatever the lecture is. All right, guys. So right now, like I said, I'm doing more social media. If you haven't, be sure to follow me on all social media platforms: LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Threads, TikTok. I give a morning lecture, give you morning motivation every morning, Monday through Friday. And it's what I learned from my motivational teachers, but I put it in a screenwriting frame. Okay, so Monday through Friday, I give about a 3 minute spiel about how you should overcome darkness, how you should have love, so forth and so on. And it's been working great for me because I really love it because it allows me to kind of give more instead of just talking about myself. And I have been getting a lot of engagement, and I'm looking forward to moving forward and doing a lot of positive things with that. Uh, and then, unlike last year, I kind of slacked off in uh, doing these webinars, these Zooms, I'm sorry, these YouTube videos. I want to start doing these every week now. So at the end of every week, I'm going to try to do one of these videos and then release it to you, and then release it and put it up on my YouTube channel, and maybe let you guys know when it's up. And I'll probably do that. Also, I'm doing a newsletter on my Substack and my LinkedIn newsletter, and um, it comes out every week, and it's released Monday mornings, about 8 o'clock in the morning. So be sure to subscribe to Tony the Screenwriter on LinkedIn and Substack. Also subscribe on YouTube and Facebook and Threads as well. So that's what I'm doing. I really want to get into social media and really engage with you guys. So wish me luck on that, and then hopefully, again, as usual, I'm going to be taking you guys around Hollywood with me, and just talk a little bit more when I go on trips, maybe even go live. Last weekend I went live when I went to a meetup of mine, but I wasn't able to record anything. I forgot to record and do a little video as well to kind of show you guys what's going on. But I did a live at one of my meetups in Hollywood, and it was on TikTok. A few people follow me, but I got to do more of them, and I'm going to figure out which platform I'm going to do live in. So that's that. Also, as far as writing, this year was great. I did my sci-fi horror, Athel, and then I did a holiday movie, The Holidays at Hurley Sparks. A holiday feature. My old manager loved it, but I'm no longer with her. And then I reverted and did a 1 hour procedural, a cop show called The Classifieds. I was really proud of it because I've been putting it off for years and years and years, and I finally able to do it. And it's been getting good reviews so far. So I'm going to start submitting it to contests. I'm going to get some more notes on it, and see how that goes. Also, I'm planning on doing a hospital series. I'm going to try to get to work on it this weekend. Stop screwing around and see how that works. And that's that. The lecture for this week is going to be things I've learned 10 years as a screenwriter. I know I kind of did this around March, but I want to compile a bunch of stuff that I've talked about this week, and compile a bunch of stuff and how that affects. Um, you as a screenwriter. And the one thing that I said that the only one thing that you need to survive as a screenwriter, especially if you want to get up to 10 years as a screenwriter, you got to have one thing above all other things, and that's love. You got to have the love for screenwriting. You got to have the love for movies and television and entertainment, because if you don't, you're not going to be able to get through the dark times. Hollywood becomes a desert. Yes, Hollywood is a desert oasis, but it will become a desert. It's going to be like an old Western if you're not careful. Because if you don't love screenwriting, you're going to hate LA and Hollywood, because it's dusty and it's dirty and it's sunny and you don't know anybody, and it's going to be bad unless you love it. Unless you love going to the movies, unless you love going to industry events, unless you love the possibility of seeing your favorite actor and actresses, unless you love the fact of meeting new people, unless you love writing your own personal stories by putting it in the frame of a feature film or a TV show, you're not going to be able to survive. You need love for the industry, love for entertainment. Okay? And with that love, once you define that you have love, you'll be able to get through the darkness. You'll be able to get through the forest. You'll be able to get past the wall. My lecture today in the morning was getting over the wall. And that wall is those psychological, even potentially physical things or people or events that prevent you from excelling as a screenwriter. Okay, and one thing that gets you through the wall is really knowing what's on the other side of the wall, which is your mission. What is your mission as a screenwriter? Why are you here? My mission is to tell stories that move people and inform and entertain audiences. That's my mission. That's why I'm here as a screenwriter. I want to tell my specific story and entertain. So if I leave this earth, somebody can say that Tony made good movies or good TV, and he was able to entertain the crowds while he was here. And when you get that mission, what is going to be your plan? You need a plan to achieve that mission. So, my plan is to write good scripts, learn how to write good scripts, then write good scripts, and read good scripts so I can learn how to write good scripts and then write good scripts. That's my plan. Write good scripts, go to classes, go to meetups, network. That's my plan to achieve my mission. Also, focus on today. Focus on today. Don't focus on yesterday. Don't focus on tomorrow. When it's time to write, you got to focus on the here and now. Focus on what's in front of you right now, this very minute, this very second, this very hour. Focus on the day. Also, control the phone. Put it on mute. Put it on vibrate. Actually, don't put it on vibrate. Just put it on mute and turn it over so you don't have to see it. And get to work. Focus on today. Okay. Also, to get to the mission, you got to control the who. Who are you spending your attention on? Not just yourself, but the people around you. Hire slow, fire fast. When people don't serve you, when they're weak or they're negative, if they don't support you, if they don't serve you, hire slow, fire fast. Be slow to make good friends. Be judgmental. Be careful of who you put around you, because they can destroy you. The very worst person to have is a fake friend. Hire slow and always fire fast. And in that, pursue excellence. I always try to pursue excellence. I try to pursue excellence, not necessarily perfection. I try to always learn. I'm always trying to get the newest books once I vet them. I always try to take classes. I'm taking a class actually this weekend on comedy. I'm always taking a class to perfect my skill so I can be excellent. So my work is excellent. It doesn't always happen. I must say that I need to work on my wordsmithing. I think I'm great at story structure. I think I'm good at, characters and arcs and all that other great stuff. But I think my wordsmithing and action lines could use a little bit of improvement. But I'm always in pursuit of excellence. So with that, I'm taking rhetoric classes. I'm reading my rhetoric books over here. I'm always in pursuit of excellence. Always in pursuit of excellence. Okay? You gotta let go, and to pursue excellence, you gotta let go. Okay? You got to stop chasing expectations and chase and feel appreciation. All right. So what you didn't? So what you didn't finish your script on time? So what you didn't get a good note? So what you didn't get accepted to that writers group? Just be appreciative of the fact that you get to tell your stories to the world. That you get to hang out in something called Hollywood, where a place that every other person sees on TV, you get to experience it firsthand. Okay, not everybody gets to do that. Not everybody gets to stand outside the Emmys and look at the red carpet. Not everybody gets to stand outside the Oscars. You know, not everybody gets to stand next to an Oscar. Okay? Don't chase expectations. Don't chase expectations. Chase, feel appreciation. Okay? Now, and with that again, hire slow, fire fast. Who do you need to fire? Figure out in your life, who do you need to fire to make life easier? I know this year I kind of separated from, I didn't kind of, separated from my manager. I needed to move on. I needed more space. She was great. I had to move on. I had to fire. I had to make a fire. You know? This year I had to make a shift. I had to fire my idea of writing, sci-fi all this year. I had to kind of fire that idea and embrace writing a television spec. Okay? And then in order to do that, in order to fire people and let go of the noise, you got to figure out, you got to listen to that voice in your head. What is that little voice in your head telling you? What is your destiny? Because that little voice is your destiny speaking out to you. Before I let go of my manager, I wrestled with it for at least a month. Something was saying, time to go, time to let it go, time to let go, time to let go. I didn't want to let go. I wanted to wait through the end of the year. But somebody said, the voice in my head said, time is now. And I had to let go. I didn't want to do it. My conscious mind said, no, don't do it. Just hang in there, stay until the end of the year. But that little voice in my head said, let it go. You need to make room. So I did it. I sent a text, and lo and behold, we were able to separate. Other thing that I had to let go was, I had this past week, I got the bad news that I didn't get accepted to a writers group that I really wanted to, and I applied 3 times. I had to let go of it. I had negative self-doubt, but things move on. I had to write it down, I had to reframe it, and put it in a way that I could learn from it. And I just had to let it go. It was a group that I really wanted to be a part of, and then I had to let it go. Let it go, get rid of the idea, move forward, get over the wall. It was something that set me back. Today's subject was get over the wall. Get over the wall. And I had to get over the wall today. That was my subject today because these things are things that'll hold you back psychologically. They'll hold you back, physically. You'll start having self-doubt, and you start having self-doubt, and then it'll destroy you. It'll destroy you. So I had to reframe that. A bunch of things happened to me this year. I lost a relative. It was time to move on. It was time to grow. And what do? You're going to have to take these negative experiences, these emotions. We call it the dark warrior. You got to use these things for good, guys. Got to use these for good. All right? So that's my mission for you today. You got to have your mission. You got to fire people. You got to pursue excellence. In order to pursue excellence, you got to change your expectations. Don't have expectations, and have appreciation. Eliminate your expectations and replace them with appreciation. Figure out who you need to fire in your life. Is it a who? Is it a thing? Is it an event? Is it a mindset? What do you have to fire? Who do you have to fire? And when do you have to fire them? And listen to that little voice in your head that's telling you you have to fire them. Because if you got to fire them, you got to fire them. And that's as simply as that. As simple as that. You got to fire them, you got to fire them. You got to fire it. You got to get rid of it. You got to make room for the goodness to come into your life. Okay, and listen to that noise in your head. This week's article is going to be The Little Voice Within, where I talk about the voice in your head and how it tells you, and how that voice in your head is your destiny. Listen to that little voice in your head. Have trust. Trust that voice in your head. Because it's telling you who to fire, when to make the move, when to make the change. It always tells me when I have to grow and when I need to fire somebody. And when I fire somebody, that helps me get past the wall. Those emotional blocks, those physical blocks that keep me, that get in my way, that set me back. They're negative events, but they happen, And my mindset right now is life is hard. Life is hard. Life is always going to be hard. Accept that and get through the wall. And it's outcome over effort. Don't think about how much work you're putting into it. Just focus on the outcome. All right? And people will believe in you if you believe in them. So guys, that's my message today. This week's message was all about your mission and what are the steps to achieve your mission as a screenwriter. All right? So guys, I'm really putting an effort into this. If you could, hit me up. Comment below. Subscribe to this. Share this video. Subscribe to me. Connect with me on all major platforms, and follow me throughout the week. Make sure you buy my books on Amazon.com. Anthony McBride, Turner Screenwriter. This week's book is So a Thing Happened. It's available. It's my first self-help book. I'm very proud of it. Take it for what it is. Read it. It's on audiobook as well. If you need free codes to my audiobooks, leave a comment. Send me an email. I'll send code. I have about 50 free codes that I can send out. And let me know how you feel. All right? I'm Tony McBride, Tony Screenwriter, signing out. Peace.